Hello and welcome to Relatively Crafty, a knitting podcast. I'm your host, Christy. I come to you from the Denver area of Colorado, where I live with my husband, Ron, our two daughters, Tatum and Delaney, our tuxedo kitty, Lilu, and our Podengo puppy, Sophie. Welcome. It is a knitting podcast. It is a beautiful Saturday day in October. It is October 22nd. Halloween is just around the corner. I'm a little bit sad that we're almost halfway through the Burr months because they're my favorite months, September, October, November, and December, and I'm not so keen on them being over already. I haven't really been able to enjoy them as much as I want to. But at least I can remind myself that that even after the Burr months are over, we still have some beautiful weather. We have had a few days of pretty chilly weather, but still getting some warm-ish days. I think it was almost in the 80s the other day. I think it was like 79 degrees. So so we're at the point now where you need to wear a cardigan, or something, a layer in the morning, and then you take it off in the afternoon, and then maybe put it back on in the evening. I have packed up my summer sweaters or summer tops, and have pulled out the winter ones, and gaze at them fondly every morning because it's still not cold enough to wear them, but it's coming. It's coming. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about some of the things I finished. I have 3 FOs for you guys today. The first is a pair of socks. So I finished these. If you guys recall, this is the emergency yarn that I picked up when I was in Minnesota in September, and I ran out of yarn. And so we went to the Mall of America, where they had I think the shop was called Knit and Crochet, kind of like a, kind of in between a big box like Michael's and a local yarn shop. So they sold commercially produced yarns, no indie dyers, but it was high-end commercial yarn, if that makes sense. So this is Regia. The colorway is 09136. This is their Perfect design line by Arne and Carlos. I knit them for Ron, which is why they don't fit on my sock blockers. And I am not a huge fan of them simply because there is entirely too much green here for the toe. But other than that, I think they turned out cute, and Ron is really keen on wearing them. And now that the weather has been getting cooler, he has been wearing his hand knit socks again, and that means that I need to make him more, because at this point I think this makes 10 pairs, and some of them really should be retired, so I definitely do need to make him some more socks, if only because that means that I don't have to do sock laundry quite as often, because he wears them during the winter every single day, which is awesome, but then that means that I have to do laundry almost weekly for socks, and I have a lot of socks and don't need to do laundry that often, so I would love to not have to wash hand knit socks every week. Yeah, so anyway, that is done. All right, next I finished another Tulsa tee. I gave it to my aunt yesterday. It was for her birthday, so I did record a little bit yesterday so that I could show it to you. So here's that. Hey, so I just wanted to show you this real quick before I went to my aunt's. I finished her Tulsa tee. So it is all complete, and I will be giving it to her today. Hopefully when I give it to her, I'll be able to take some pictures. My aunt is a very petite woman. She is like 4'11". So I made the smallest size, and I made it longer, obviously, because the Tulsa is supposed to be a cropped tee, but my 75-year-old aunt doesn't like to wear cropped shirts for some reason. Anyway, I used the KNC cotton that I used for the 2 tops that I recently made for my mom. The solid color is Gulf Side, and then the variegated stripy is called Ground. And I had 3 skeins of this and 1 skein of this, and you see that I did not use much of it at all because I only used it for the collar and for the sleeves. So yeah, it is all done, and hopefully it will fit her. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. And I don't think that I said in my little clip that I recorded yesterday that was the Tulsa tee by Rebecca Clow, who is the Crayabea. I know I've mentioned her before because I've made this, I think it's the 3rd Tulsa that I've made. It is such a simple, mindless pattern that I definitely will be using it more for summer tops, because it's just nice. It's really nice for that that DK cotton linen summer top. So I do have 1 more sweater quantity of that KNC cotton that I bought for myself. Of course, it's the last one that's gonna get knit, and I probably won't knit it until once the weather starts to get warm again, because now I need cold weather items. But I will be knitting myself a Tulsa out of that. And then my final FO is my crisscross. This is a pattern by Isabel Kramer. This is the first Isabel Kramer pattern that I have knit, which is kind of surprising because she's such a prolific designer, and I have so many of her patterns in my queue, but for some reason this is the one that got knit, and I really enjoyed it, and I definitely will be knitting more of her patterns. It was very easy to understand and to knit, and I really liked the sleeve construction. So it's not a raglan, it's, I believe, yeah, it's a contiguous sleeve. Hopefully you guys can see that. And it's just a really nice way to keep you on your toes. I knit a lot of raglans, and I really enjoy raglans, but this has a really nice fit that I kind of like a lot. In fact, as you can see in the pictures, I kind of get a very 1995 oversized cardigan a la Empire Records vibe from this thing. I noticed that the sleeves were just a titch too long when I was knitting, but I was like, it'll be okay, and then I blocked it, and I did not, like, I just soaked it and then laid it out. I didn't pin it or anything. I didn't want it to grow hardly at all, and it didn't grow a lot, but the sleeves now kind of come to here, and it's, you know, it's nice and wide in the tummy area, so it hangs on me really very, very 90s oversized cardigan, which I absolutely love. And yeah, I really, really like it. I knit this out of Quince & Co. Owl Tweet, which is their owl base with tweedy nubs on it, and the colorway is Russet. It's a very beautiful kind of reddish brown. I should show you the back of this beautiful sweater. This is where the crisscross name comes from. This was a very easy pattern to do, but it was a little bit of a headache, because that meant I had to keep the chart with me. It wasn't a mindless knit until I finished it, but it's not hard. It's not hard to do, and you can really see it in the camera. I don't know if it shows up quite so much in real life, but I had 2 different dye lots, and so you can kind of see the change here, and then here I had like 2 skeins of a different dye lot, and I couldn't tell when I was knitting and when they were sitting next to each other, and honestly I can't really tell that much either when I'm looking at it, but in the camera you can definitely see that there is a difference in the color, and I'm not worried about it at all. It doesn't bother me. I think it's beautiful, and I am going to really enjoy wearing it. The Quince & Co. Owl is not a soft yarn, and it's rustic, and it has some vegetable matter in it, so this is definitely something that is going to need to be worn as an over piece. I might need to even wear it with long sleeves. In the pictures, I was wearing it with a tank top, and while it looked adorable with the tank top, it was itchy. So of course it was also a little bit warm for the sweater, so we'll see. But I do really like it, and my mom has already asked for me to make her one. I don't think that I will, but I do have another piece on the needles for her, so she'll have to be happy with that. And that is all that I have finished. I do have 2 active whips. I did not work on my Fargo since the last time we talked, so it looks exactly the same as it did the last time. I'm hoping to get back into that. I wanted to get the crisscross done and the Tulsa tee done, so I've done that. Unfortunately, I then cast on something else, but it has been kind of a rough month at work, and I've been a bit beat up by the time I got home, so I'm hoping that that will kind of calm down here pretty soon, and I will be able to have that energy to be able to stare at a chart again and do all that cabling. But in the meantime, I have cast on another pair of socks. I'm not really in sock mode. I haven't been this year. I think this is maybe the 12th pair that I've knit all year, which may still seem like a lot, but I used to knit, 30 or 40 pairs of socks a year. So that is saying something that I've only got 12. But I went to a yarn event recently. It was a couple, 2 weeks ago, maybe. Some of the local yarn shops got together and did like a Rhinebeck, what was it? Rhinebeck in the Rockies kind of event. They had a whole weekend worth of things that were going on, but one of them was a meetup on Thursday at a local restaurant, and so I went ahead and went to that, and I realized that I was going to need something to knit while I was there, and everything that I had going was not at a point where I could just knit on it, and so I cast on a pair of socks, and here is what I've got so far. This is the Leading Men Fiber Arts in the colorway Foliage. I think it is just about the most beautiful sock colorway ever, and I absolutely love the way I'm getting this like stripy pooly thing. You can see that I have passed the heel. This is the first sock. I've done a Turkish toe cast on, which is the way I do it. I did a fish lips kiss heel, and now I'm going away on the leg, and I cast on, and normally do 60 stitches until I get to about mid-foot, and then I increase up to 64, and so my pooling has changed, and I just absolutely love that. So really enjoying the way that these are working up, but I'm really not in sock mode. So these have been my work knitting for the past week, and I'm working on them at lunch, and it's fine, it's all fine, but then I'm like, oh, I really want to work on something else. So so I will keep working on these. I gotta get more into socks, otherwise Ron's never gonna either knit more socks or I have to do more sock laundry. That's the only 2 options I have, so I really need to get on that. And before you say anything, Ron doesn't get this pair because you did hear me just say that this is like my favorite colorway in history. So these have to be socks for myself. And of course I don't need any socks whatsoever, but yeah, anyway. So I've got that going. And then the other thing is the Caston that I recently mentioned, and I just started this on Thursday, I think. I sometimes sit down here and as I've said on many occasions, I am a mood person. I am a mood knitter, I'm a mood reader, I'm a mood crafter. If the mood hits me, that's what I need to work on right then. So you guys can't see, but I have a little cabinet here that holds all of my sock yarn, and I had this set of 50-gram balls, 50-gram skeins that I had gotten from Bigfoot Fiber, couple, maybe Christmas 2020. I had ordered her Advent set because it might have been 2021. But I had ordered her Advent set, and due to some supply issues which were prevalent back then, she had issues, and so she had to kind of switch things up, and it worked out in her customers' favors because we were supposed to get 20-gram sock minis. We ended up getting 50-gram half skeins, which was amazing. And they were so beautiful, and I was like, this would be a perfect sweater now that I have, 10 50-gram half skeins. So I had kept them all together and had all this intention that I was going to make a sweater for myself. But, with the kind of the bad luck that I've had with sweaters for my mom lately, I thought, you know what, she would really love these colors. And so I went searching for a pattern for them, because as I was saying about being a mood knitter, I would stare at them in their bag over here, and I was like, oh, I really want to knit that. I really want to knit that. And I decided that I would marl them and hold them double. So that is what I am making. I am making the Cocktail, which is a pattern by Tricot Design MCL. It looks like this, and it's just a basic cardigan, real classic design shape. It also has contiguous sleeves, which I like a lot, and the button band is knit in tandem with the body, which was going to be perfect for this whole idea of marling these yarns. I wasn't going to have to worry about then picking up and doing a button band afterwards. So here are most of the colors. I can show these to you in there. And I am basically just holding two of them together, and I've offset it by half a skein. So this was one of the first colors. When I knit half of this, I took it out and moved on to the next color, which was this plum, this light purple here. And so it's being offset every 25 grams. And I'm marling them so they're being held together. So you can see here I was holding that very light pink with a kind of a tan off-white speckled, and then I changed from the very light pink to this light purple with the tan speckled, and then I ran out of the tan speckle, so now I'm doing the light purple with a blue speckle. These are the two colors that I'm holding together now, and when I run out of this, then I will hold these two together. When I run out of that light purple, I will have half of this skein left, and I will knit that with this, and then when I run out of this, I'll have half of this skein left, and I will knit it with the next color. It is turning out beautifully. It's going to give it such a pretty marled, gradiating, stripy feel, and I love it. It's on a very small needle. I think it's maybe a 14-inch needle, so or cable. So I can't really show it to you very well, but it does have those contiguous sleeves, And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So this is definitely, once I get the sleeves off, I can take this and work on it at work. I could work on it at home. I could work on it wherever, because it's just a nice knit thing. And I love that the button band is knit along with the rest of it, so I don't have to worry about it not matching. I don't have to, once I finish the body and the sleeves, it'll be done. It's awesome. I have this set of Phyllis DK from Hue Loco in the August Peridot set. When she was doing, a couple of years ago, she was doing birthstones. And this is all DK, and I think that I'm going to make another one of these with this. I obviously won't marl it because these are already DK. Yeah, but it still will make a beautiful cardigan. And then this is not cast on yet, but I am definitely going to make the carved pullover by Emily Haver. This is a basic 3/4 sleeve kind of cropped pullover with a jack-o'-lantern design on the inside, as you can see, on the front, not the inside, the front. And I want to make that right now. So I am going to use this yarn that I picked up a while back. This is Bo Peep Pure 100% Falkland Islands wool by West Yorkshire Spinners, and I have just enough skeins of this to be able to make it. It's not really a pumpkin color, but it's fall enough, I think. And this colorway is Dandelion. I think it's real pretty, and I've got just enough, so that will be cast on very possibly today. So I will have that going along with my mom's, and I will get back to the Fargo eventually when I can focus on those cables again. I did get a little bit of yarn in the mail this week. I went on to Hobbii, Hobbii, and noticed that they have a twister yarn, which is very similar makeup to that Yarn Art Flowers that I made this out of. And so I was gonna look and just see what they had, and then I saw that they had Halloween colors, and so I grabbed this. I'm gonna make another granny square top out of it. This colorway, I don't remember what it was called. It was like Smashing Pumpkins, I think, something like that. They had other ones that were Halloween as well, but they had a lot of black in them, and I just love the fact that this is just orange and brown, which is perfect. They also had some Halloween sock yarn, so I got it. This is sparkly. I don't know if you can see those sparkles, but it's I got two of that. One that's going to be a pair of socks for my mom. This will be a pair of socks for me probably. And then I got some non-sparkle, which might be a pair of socks for Ron. This is colorway 4. This is colorway 7. And this is colorway 5. They have names, but not on their tags. So yeah, those are the things that I have finished. Those are the things that I am currently working on. There's some future projects in there, and yeah, this is going to be kind of a quick one. But my family is walking around upstairs, and I don't think they're ever going to stop. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this now. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and happy knitting. Bye.